Good morning, everybody. I hope you're well. I hope everything is fine and dandy wherever it is you are in the world. Ooh, sorry, I'm just working out my new audio settings. We had a bit of an update to OBS, and then my computer crashed last week. My streaming computer crashed last week, so I've had to reinstall everything. And it isn't until like about 4 minutes before you go live that you realise that, oh, I haven't got any communications logged on it. My profile has deleted that, so I've had to like reinstall everything. So it's been a bit of a swing and a miss this morning, but we got there in the end. We got there in the end. Good morning to one and all. I hope you are having a lovely, lovely day. It is started to feel a little bit warm around here, which is, it's always a good thing. Bit of news for you this morning. Right, today we're going to be playing, obviously, it's Tolkien Tuesdays. We're going to be trying, I think, looking at the quests, we're going to be continuing with the book quests to the Battle of the Falls of Eisen, which I imagine I'll be miraculously saved from and told to go either to Rohan or elsewhere. So we're going to continue along those quest lines. If I finish, I think it's book 6, I might go to Lothlorien to speak with Galadriel, and then go back to Rohan. So we'll see how we get along with that. That's the plan for the stream today. We do have a Lord of the Rings feature, which I'll be playing sometime during the stream, and that is about the Bounders and the Sheriffs of the Shire. If you play Lotro, or if you've read Tolkien's work, you're well aware that the constabulary of the Shire was the Bounders and the Sheriffs. And I've done a little piece for you to enjoy, which we'll be playing. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I'll be able to grab a cup of tea during that bit. And just a bit of gaming news. The Valheim server will be coming down tomorrow for maintenance. It only be down for a few hours, but we'll get there. We'll get that sorted out. That shouldn't take too long. Ubisoft layoffs. I read about that. Angry Joe Show said that Ubisoft have been laying off people from some of their subsidiary companies. So I don't know how that's going to affect any upcoming games, like for example the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake that is coming in. I don't think it will affect that, but some of the new developments, I don't know how that's going to affect that. So it might be well worth it. If some of your favourite titles are with that studio, keep your eyes out and your ears to the ground. Crimson Desert game, I've said before, I really, really want to try it. It's started to get lots of mixed reviews, and even the people who like it say that the controls are completely off the wall. Like trying to control apparently is block and F3 is heal, and they say you've got to complete spamming. So that's like, instead of like Daley Thompson's decathlon in the 80s where you were just hitting two keys next to each other, these are like more like you're trying to do like piano chords to try and actually hit your mark. So yeah, that I'll be interested. I'm not going to get it until it goes on sale, but it does look very, very beautiful, albeit very sandboxy. But that's the way it is. Solasta 2, I'm going to be hopefully streaming it on Friday. I might not be able to stream it on Friday, but I'm going to try to. It's only going to be a one-off stream because the game is, I won't say broken. It's not broken, but it's in really early development. They've released it. It's based on 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons rules, but it's more loyal to the rules than Baldur's Gate 3 is. It's got a similar feel to it, but they've released it with a level 4 cap. None of the crafting has been released yet, so you've got all these. You're collecting all these kind of trade materials, and you can't use them. So there is a lot to go, but it's exactly when they released Baldur's Gate 3 on early access, it was only at a level 4 cap, and it had only released Act 1. This is very, very similar. It's got a lot of bugs, but I tell you what, if they all iron all those bugs out, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I want to go through like a little bit of that. I want to show you a little bit of what I've found so far. So that should hopefully be on Friday, but if not, we'll get around to it at some point. Another game I've recently picked up on sale is Crusader Kings 3. Looks like a strategy game. I mean, I'm familiar with the series, but apparently it's got rave reviews. It released about 5 years ago, but seems to maintain its high price on Steam. But I managed to get it for a bit of a sale price, so that's good. Might try and squeeze that in as well. And the other news I have for you before we get into the action is on Thursday, we finished Red Dead Redemption yesterday. which was I love that. It was what an achievement. I'm so pleased. It joins the very few games that I have completed, but I'm very pleased I did. And on Thursday we're starting Watch Dogs 2, which is one of my favourite games, favourite games. So please come and join us for that. Should be a bit of fun, should be a bit of a giggle. And if you do have a copy of Watch Dogs 2, and jump on, have some co-op fun. But yeah, so there you go. We are. That's it for me news wise. Back to the drama. Right, let's have a little look. See where we are. Oh, I've got to get my Hobbit gifts. I've got some Virtue. I'll get rid of that. I had to clear out of my inventory, and I feel a lot cleaner. I managed to actually get some of my bank space sorted out and sold some stuff as well, which I was never going to need. So let's have a little look. So now I need to go and complete that horrible quest I've basically been ignoring forever, which is Book 5, Chapter 4. So without further ado, let's go and get that sorted out. Right, okay. Let's go and see what they have in
Dawn
store.
came swiftly on the 25th of February, as my prince prepared to conduct his daring strike.
So it looks as if we're basically getting ready for the Battle of the Fords of Isen. So we got Grimbold, we got Theodred. I haven't seen Erkenbrand yet. Where is Erkenbrand and the and the Westfold soldiers? Never mind. I hope you have awakened refreshed, Merigrin. I doubt not this will be a long day. I have a few minutes left undone, which must be resolved. Then we will ride. Follow Theodred as he makes some final preparations. I will need many men at my side at Isengard, but we must not leave the ford undefended. See, this is just going to be an absolute slaughter. Who did you have in mind to command the riders we leave behind? Good question. Caddo was my first choice. His brother Edwig already spoke to me, desiring a place in a host. Their mother is old, and if an attack on Isengard goes ill, it would private. Oh, great! It's like saving Private Ryan. Right, go on then. We're going to go and deliver our message to him. Is everything alright? What are you looking for? My prince. It is nothing. I misplaced one of my braces, that's all. It will turn up, I am sure. I need you to cross the East Bank with a message for Caddo. I will turn up. Oh, sorry. Tell him he is to remain here with the men and to hold the ford against whatever may come. A lot. You want him to stay here? I will tell him, but he will not like it. Caddo is a man of Rohan and will understand what is needed of him. I will not advance through the front gate to victory while leaving the postern gate open to the enemy. Someone must stay to hold the ford. In the event I have misjudged Saruman's mind. Theodred lowers his voice when addressing you quietly. You should go with Sinstan, and deliver my words, Merigrin. He is untested by battle, and the men see him as a green boy. Caddo may be less bristly towards my squire if you are there as well. I need a word with Athelard before we go. He is not pleased with the quality of the spears we have, but it's too late to make more. They will have to suffice. Okay. Coming in. I hope you don't mind getting your feet wet again, Merigrin. Caddo is on the east bank of the river, and the stones can be treacherous. Oh, which way are you going? May I ask you a question? What, in the middle of the river? You have come a long way from your homeland, Maragrin, and you have seen a great deal of danger. These battles in which you have fought, when you were embroiled in the thick of them, were you frightened? I cannot ask this of men, as they would think me a coward, but I am already frightened, and we have not even begun to march yet. Well, I will be with Theodred, and he has never known fear. Always be scared of a person who says they don't know fear or they're not frightened, because they're the person who's going to get you in trouble. Anyone who says they aren't scared is usually lying. It's what you do with the fear that matters. There you go, my wise words of counsel to Siniston. You are to remain here with your men and hold the ford. It is the will of the prince. Oh, okay. I should not be left behind. My place is at the front of the column with my prince. Cada's eyes flash angrily at you from beneath the rim of his helmet. I will do as I am commanded, but I wish it were not necessary. My men will hold the ford against whatever comes, as my prince desires. But I think we wait here uselessly while our brothers and our friends ride into battle against the armies of Saruman. I understand the need for it, but I chafe that the need to do and not want to sit here in idleness while Prince Theodore rides into danger. Okay. I did tell the prince that Cada would not be happy about staying here. You heard me tell him that. I am going to stay here for a few minutes and see if I can find my missing bracer. You should cross the ford again and tell the prince that the ford will be defended while we are away. I have a bad feeling about this missing bracer. Is he going to run off and... Right, coming in. Athelard, Grimbold. All is ready then. Cada will hold the east bank of the ford with the men at his command, and the rest of us will ride north to Isengard. The Eored will follow my lead, and Grimbold will dismount and command the foot as a separate unit if the terrain off the road warrants it. Abelard will call the mark for his archers. It will be some hours before we are in sight of Isengard. It is best we get started. Okay. I'm going to use my old trusty one.
Prince Theodred left riders at the ford of Isen to guard the passage into Rohan, and he went north with a second group to Isengard.
It's not going to be pretty. It is a pleasant morning for riding, Maragrin, if it stays thus. We will be at Isengard by midday, and have brought Saruman to heel not long after. Let us catch up to the prince and get a good view of the road ahead. Fair enough. Yeah, you know, I'm going to move that over there actually, because I can actually... I should have really got on my my other horse, shouldn't I really? But never mind. I prefer being a little bit different. Here we are. Here is the Prince of Rohan. My prince, what is the word from ahead? We will know soon. I sent Hildred on to scout the road. We are nearly there, Maragrin. I can smell the stench of Isengard, even from here. And we have to wait for the scout to return to the host. Prince Theodred! Prince Theodred! There are orcs and half-orcs outside the walls, but their number is not great. We have taken the wizard unawares. Yeah, right. Perhaps. Do not celebrate yet, Hildred. The battle is still unfought. This news lightens my heart, but we must not forget that Saruman is devious. This strike will remind him that we are not to be lightly set aside, and he is not immune to attack. Any more than that is more than I expect. The dawn has passed. It will be midday when we move into the next stage of my plan. Ready yourself for what comes next, Merrigan. Was that it? There's a lot of dialogue in these quests, isn't there? We have several hours' ride ahead of us, Merrigan. Then we will see if Saruman is prepared to face me in battle, or if he will cower behind his walls in perpetual caution. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm liking the history of this. I'm loving the fact that we're seeing a little snapshot of the Battle of the Fords of Isen that we would not normally see.
Theodred came to the gates of Isengard by midday, and the Uruks arrayed before him, readied for his assault. We lined up, ready to charge.
At least I've got the same horse as you guys now. Hildred spoke true. There are orcs outside the walls, but their numbers should not be a problem for us, Merrigan. Let us see what they think of my riders. Oh dear lord. Rohirrim, our foe, lies before us. See them assembled outside the walls. I mean, anyone can look at that party of Uruks and half-orcs and go, actually, there's not many of them there. Grimbold, have your archers send a greeting to Saruman. Grimbold, take Merrigan and attack their flank while our riders harry them. We will cut through the brush on the side of the road, Merrigan, and attack our enemy's flank. Okay. Coming in. You're leading the way, you don't know where you're going. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it, Grimbeold. I have a feeling that you and me will be running from this place in a minute. I'll take an archer over a footman any day. Right. Grimbold, Merrigan, Rungar, I thought you were the enemy. Prince Theodred has routed the enemy. Victory is ours. Merrigan, Grimbold, come with me, and we will send them howling back to the Ring of Isengard. We will send them back to Saruman.
Our victory was short-lived. All was still as the gates of Isengard swung open. Out boiled a mighty force of Saruman's Uruks. They sought to surround us, and Theodred ordered a retreat.
And it's all gone south. Oh, hello. Netted Uruk, what is going on here? We are outnumbered, Merrigan. The prince has ordered a retreat. But first we must survive this attack. Our riders have managed to net some of our foes, attack the netted Uruks and keep them from breaking free though. We will try to drive some of the others away. I want to target you. for luck. Well, that was a quick one. It's more atmospheric than anything else, isn't it? Examine the map on the table. Where are we at? We're still doing chapter 4. We're still doing chapter 4. What is going on?
We formed up between Theodred and our foes, fighting for our lives and his. There seemed to be no end to the orcs.
Okay. This is far enough, Merregrin. Let us turn and face our pursuers. We must give Prince Theodred some time to move further south. I need to debuff this sucker. Is that it? Oh no, there's another couple. Hold the line. He went down quickly. They're all buffed up, these guys, aren't they? Isn't there anyone else? Okay, oh dear. It's a bit confusing because some of them, they're all the yellow ones you can't attack and then be done with you. Right, let's go. We are doing well, Merregrin. Every second we give to Prince Theodred is a second unwasted. As long as we stand, Rohan stands with us. Where is Egwin? I haven't seen Egwin. What is going on? It's chaos. The Pillar of the White Hand. The road to Isengard. They will be on us in moments, Merregrin. Let me gather the men about us and get ready for this last assault. Gather to me, Saruman's hammerstroke will soon be upon us. Our prince has gotten to safety, but we cannot allow this force to reach him. Captain, a rider approaches. Ooh. Captain, a second force of Uruks has come to the ford in secret. Kada has been driven back into Rohan. Prince Theodred is in danger. Well, in that case, that answers my question. We are not going to miraculously avoid the Battle of the Falls of Isen. We're in it now. 1,000 curses upon Saruman. He sent a second force of Uruks to the ford on the other side of the river. We have to go back to the prince at once. Without Kada at the ford, Prince Theodred cannot drive them off with the few men he has in his party. Well, let's go.
The Uruks pursued us as we fled, and the riders Theodred left at the ford were driven away by their onslaught. The prince was forced onto the island in the middle of the river, attacked from both sides, and we could not reach him. All seemed lost.
We're still at chapter 4.
The prince was trapped in the middle of the River Isen. We had to fight through the line of Uruks to reach him.
Okay. Death to the forces of Saruman, death to them all. Quickly, Merregrin, we must get to the water's edge and see what has happened to the prince. Fight only those who get in our way. This is absolute mayhem. And the volume on this game keeps really changing. 1 minute I can't hear it, next minute I've got an Uruk screaming in the top of my lungs in my ear. Do you think you can... Oh, okay. There is no time, Merigrim. Prince Theodred is beset on all sides. We have to cross the river and break through the ring that surrounds him. You got it, Chief. Oh dear. Let me kill them. Isn't letting me attack them. There we go. Well, well, well. There is a face I've seen before. Why have I got to speak to the orc? Can't we just kill him? Merigrim and I thought we would not meet again. The old man was not pleased to lose you as his guest, and he was very cross with Morflack. But in his wisdom, he sent me forth to gain his forgiveness, and with a simple mission. Kill the horse prince, and I have done this, and more beside. Come on, Imp. I've got 17,000 health. No, they're not going to let me kill him straight away. He's going to be one of those ones that keeps coming back. Morflack's attention is drawn to the eastern bank of the Ford, but before you can take advantage of this, if his inattention, you are yourself rooted to the spot with wonder. A line of riders have come from Rohan, and the courage of the Uruks melts away as the Rohirrim prepare to charge.
And yet, as the sun set and our hopes with it, the sound of a horn signaled the arrival of a new force on the far side of the river. Elfhelm riding hard from Helm's Deep, with many riders at his call. The Uruks retreated before him, and the day was saved, but much was lost that could not be regained.
Ooh. We're still on chapter 4.
Night fell on the 25th of February, as my prince prepared for one last journey. A journey to lands we know not.
Elfhelm, let's see what Elfhelm has to say. You are Merigrim. Grimbold spoke to me of you. He says you fought bravely today. Elfhelm looks across the waters of the Eisen into the distance. Many men fought bravely today. For many a man, this was his last battle. I rode hard from Helm's Deep once Saruman's forces were spotted. Would that we got here sooner. Grimbeold is with the prince. You should go to him. Prince Theodred's wounds are grievous, Merigrim. He does not have much time left. I have given him a bedroll and tried to make him as comfortable as I can, but he shakes his head, a haunted look in his eyes. I am a veteran of many wars, Merigrim, and I have seen death in all its forms. But to see Theoden king's heir like this, more than my prince will die tonight. I fear Rohan dies with him. They do a lot of this, don't they? They do a lot of that. Prince, I am here. The Ford, is it? We still hold the Ford, my prince. The Uruks have retreated to Isengard. Good. We need to keep. We will hold the ford. Saruman cannot break us, Prince Theodred. Elfhelm, I thought I saw your shield. You did, my prince. I rode down the great orc that gave you that wound. His courage deserted him, and I planted my spear in his back. Courage. Sinston, where is... You need to your rest, my prince, and we will speak of Sinston another time. Grimbold, I am not a child. Sinston fell defending you from the orcs, my prince. He was very brave. Merigrin, now he's dragging me into it. I want you to know, Theodred coughs weakly. He's clearly near the end of his strength. My father cannot stand alone. He closes his eyes for a moment, but keeps speaking. My father, the king. He needs allies if Rohan is to survive. And he will have them. All of us will aid Theoden king. Aye, we are all sworn to the king. You will be with him, my prince. We will bring you to Adoras. No. Leave me here. I will keep the ford. Aoma. Well, that's bad news. He suddenly changed to the corpse of Theodred. Prince Theodred is dead. We will bury him here, as was his wish, alongside his men. They will not return to Rohan, but will keep the ford alongside their prince until the end of all days. Ooh. Right, well, we're no longer using the map, so we're going to go and speak to Grimbold. Yeah. Grimbold of Grimsley, what do you have to say?
We have lost much this day, but we cannot despair. We must not.
This was no accident, Merigrin. Saruman sought to slay our prince, and he succeeded. With that accomplished, he is content to have his forces retreat. This was a hollow victory. We hold the ford, but the loss of Theodred was too much for Rohan to bear. We have lost much this day, but we cannot despair. We must not. We must not. We must hold this crossing or die. Saruman accomplished what he wished this day, but there will be another day when he does not seek to cross the Isen and move into Rohan. My men will stand against him, and you will stand with us. Okay, when we... Fair enough, you're kind of roping me in there, fella, aren't you? These dark days grow darker still. Rest now while you can, Merigrin. Book 6.
It has been a long day, and we could all use a rest.
I could, and I fear that I'm going to be having a dream to take me to Galadriel. That's where she turns to... It's a bit rude, isn't it, really? She just spies on you in your sleep. Seriously, have I got to sleep out here? Haven't you got a tent?
You should get what rest you can, my friend, and try not to dwell upon the horrors of the battle. Perhaps things will seem less grim by the light of day.
What is going on? This is a weird dream. You know Theodred did not die at this place, but the sight of the fallen prince still fills you with regret and with worry for the future of his kingdom. The dream holds you in its grip and refuses to let you go. Where are you? Candiac looks around at the corpse-strewn camp. Your journey must have been an arduous one, Merigrin, if this is the tapestry of your dreaming. May you find restful sleep at the end of your road, my friend, for I fear you will have very little of that for a while. Walk with me a ways, Merigrin. There are some things we need to discuss. This is very bizarre, isn't it? Usually it's Galadriel who comes into my dreams. I felt it on the Forsaken Road, and I feel it here. But you must not abandon hope, Merigrin. Even the darkest night is followed by dawn, and all of us have left someone behind. True. That is why we brave the darkness and we fight, so that they may see the dawn. Why are you leading me everywhere, you loony? My fever dream. He is close. He is your own foe to face, Merigrin. I will not be able to help you stand against him. You will be on your own. Let the knowledge that you have already proven the stronger lighten your heart and bring courage to you. Oh look, it's our old buddy. But he seems to have lost half his health. He's only got 7,000 now. You cannot hope to defeat me. What is going on? This is some dream. That was some dream. I think I would stop eating cheese. Oh wow, I'm at Evendim. Your dreaming mind roams far afield, Merigrin. Asleep, you are much like a ranger. I hope you do not mind me saying so. Candath chuckles, in a pleasant familiar sound that rings hollowly in the still air of the dream, and is soon gone. Our friends have their own road now, Merigrin. They may reach Aragorn in time to be of use to him. It is my hope. The most dangerous leg of their journey is behind them, but I fear it is not so. How much hardship will our friends face before the end? Golodir, Cora, what is this? He lost a daughter and almost lost himself. That's weird. Those noises are just weird. They sound really strange in my earbuds. Golodir stands before you, tall and proud, but his eyes burn with fire and his lip twisted into a sneer. I will not rest until he dies. But we already killed him in the last expansion. And Lou Brennan, oh, well, you know. This is a proper fever dream, this is. This way, Merigrin. Golodir has passed beyond your help. Other of our friends dwell in your thoughts. Lothrandir stands before you struggling against his bonds, but his eyes show no sign of despair. Defiance shines from those wells of blue, and his mouth is a resolute line. Lothrandir resists. That is all he knows, and he will never submit to his captors. I fear he does not know any better. Also, why do the Rangers outfits look really cool on you guys, but when I got mine, I looked like some kind of bizarre action man? Calenglad. Let's speak to him and see what he has to say in my fever dream. Calenglad stares out at the lake, his eyes glassy. He takes no notice of you. Gwendeth. Gwendeth, are you there? Oh, the Lady of the Lake, yeah. Very Arthurian. I should not have left you, Gwendeth, but your duty. It was a mistake. I'm not strong enough for this duty. Ooh. Candiath, Bragia, so many of my friends. I failed them, but I will not fail you, my love. No, I forbid it. Stop. Calenglad. There's some strange shit going on here. Your thoughts turn to your friends, but remember, you are held in the grip of your dreams. Nothing you have seen here is real, Merigrin. I am sure our friends will be fine. Candiath does not sound as certain as you might wish, and you cannot help but wonder if that is proof of your own worrying doubt or something more. What is this place, Merigrin? That river could be the Anduin, but have you ever seen this place? I wonder what it is called in your memory. Explore the strange place with... Okay. Well, I've already learnt the hard way, fella. You do not... Oh, he's leaving? Oh, right, okay. It's the Fellowship. Gollum must be pretty near then. Yeah, don't try and swim the Anduin. I found that one out the wrong way and died. What is it, Mr. Frodo? You do not look well, and have not since we have come back to the shore. That shape won't be coming back, I wager. Legolas saw to that with his arrows, he did. A good thing that he was too. You clutched your shoulder when it appeared. It looked to be in a great deal of pain. Are you sure you are feeling all right? This is obviously the part where they were going down the Anduin, and there was a Nazgul on a fell beast flying above them, and Legolas shot and got the fell beast, and it crashed on the eastern shore. But when it came across, Frodo felt cold, and the old wound in his shoulder ached. I am fine, Sam. I felt chill in my heart, and a pain in my shoulder reminded me, well, it's gone now. Nothing more than the passing memory. I think we'll be fine for a while. The orcs that attacked from the other shore were dismayed by the fall of whatever that shadow may have been. And yet, every paddle stroke on the river brings us further south. And as it does, my heart sinks further south still. Tonight the bow of Legolas saved us, but for how long will our fortune hold? I am sorry, Sam. I do not want you to worry. I gotta speak to you all. I'll speak to Merry first, because he's the smartest. How are you feeling, Pip? When that winged shadow came out from behind that cloud, I thought we were done for. And I was wrong, though. Thank goodness for the quick wits and the quicker bowstrings of elves. I don't want to think too much about that dark shape, at least not tonight. Maybe the memory will be less frightening in the daylight tomorrow. Gimli says that shape he saw in the sky was a Balrog. You don't think it was, do you? Do you, Merry? I didn't get a good look at it, but that's what Gimli said. A Balrog, he said. You don't think it was, do you? It's not a Balrog, you loony. That was a good shot, Legolas. I will give you that. But close up, nothing can best an axe in the hand of one of Durin's folk. If that winged shadow had come just a hair lower, I would have proven it, and you would have saved an arrow. But your gift has proved useful. I grant that when I can make use of the Lady Galadriel's gift to me, you will see a thing of wonder and beauty. He's referring, of course, to the gift of 3 hairs from Galadriel's head that he asked for. Our journey leads us from danger into greater danger. We have lost Gandalf to be pursued by orcs and behind, and then paddle into them ahead. What waits for us further down the river? And Gollum is still behind us. If he were not so cunning, perhaps we could catch him with an arrow, but it seems he has learned something about staying alive. And finally, Aragorn. In your hands the bow of Galadriel is deadly indeed, Legolas, for the entire company is in your debt. Did you mark how the shadows fall dismayed the orcs on the far shore? I feel they will not attack us again tonight. My guess is that our clever waterman set them on us. We have evaded his tricks thus far. May our fortune hold. Ooh. And I get to speak to Boromir last. Boromir stands apart from the rest of the group, staring across the water to the far bank. Every now and then, his eyes drift in the direction of the hobbits. That's because he's gone loco in the cocoa. Aragorn. We have been through much tonight. No, Boromir, we cannot stop tonight. It is too dangerous to stay here. The orcs retreated for now, but we are still being watched. Oh. Oh, look. It's Gollum, precious. Sneaking and creeping, precious. Floating and hiding, not splishing and splashing like a fish's. Gollum. Gollum. The creature Gollum stares past you with eyes like lamps. But even in the grips of your dream, you feel a chill at the thought that you might be seen. Are you a nice fishy? Tasty? We need to keep up our strength, Gollum. We can't take the precious if our hands are too weak to wrap and squeeze. We needs our strength. Tasty fishy, eat, and then we follows the precious, Gollum. That wasn't my best Gollum impression, but hello. I would hate to see the owner of this sword. As you touch the sword, vivid colour returns to the world. Ooh, dear. You're all alone. Candiath is gone. You hear someone stumbling through the reeds. Oh God, I'm going to get attacked again, aren't I? Morning, Brew. Nona. I left you in Dunland. I cannot see you, Merrigan. Where are you? Daddy, I don't want to run into the guy who owns it, bro. I'm getting my head kicked in. Who is that? Something is coming. She can't see me. I'm still in a dream. This is like a really weird Twilight. Galadriel. It flies with wing speed to endanger our secret purpose. Merrigan, you must come to Lothlorien. Oh dear. Come to Lothlorien and bring the ghost. This is some straight up David Copperfield shit. This is. Why is she dead? As you stare at Nona's lifeless body lying among the mist and the reeds, you feel the waking world beginning to rip away the veil of sleep from your eyes. This has been the freakiest quest I have ever done, definitely in this game, possibly in MMO.
The veil of sleep passes from your eyes, but the memory of what you have seen remains. The meaning of these troubled dreams, however, remains hidden to you.
I'll be honest with you, it looked as if, because Nona was the Dunlending kind of, she was like the daughter of the one of the chiefs, and her brother had died, and she was avenging his death and that kind of stuff. The ghost of Wagyu, that's what she called herself. And I know this isn't true, it can't be true, but it looked like Galadriel killed her, but now I've been tasked with bringing a ghost to her. I don't get it. How you doing today, bro? Are you keeping well? It's good to see you. But it's been a really freakish morning. We've had the Battle of the Fords of Isen. That was a big success. Where we got outflanked. And we managed to hold the ford, but Prince Theodred died.
You had a bad dream. Such things are to be expected after a battle.
Grimbold's expression becomes darker and more concerned as you tell him what you remembered from the troubling dream. Ah, this is not merely a bad dream, Merigrin. This is elf magic of the worst sort. You have dallied with strange peoples and mysterious forces, and are now caught in their net. If you are not so valuable in a fight, I will command you to leave and never return. You could not leave my sight quickly enough. Well, if you speak ill of the Lady Gladriel, I'm going to have to slit your throat.
This dream of yours is an omen of dangerous times ahead.
I will not force you to leave, my friend, but you have been too valuable an ally. But heed this warning, elf magic or not, this dream of yours is an omen of dangerous times ahead. It must steer your steps, but whether it steers them to good or ill, I cannot say. This I know. However, it is not your fate to stand with us again. Can you understand any of what you saw in the fog of sleep? You tell Grimbeold that you know of someone who is in the dream herself refers to, the girl Nona, the one who calls herself Wadu's ghost for a time and swore vengeance on the Dunlendings in the pate of Saruman. You must begin by finding this girl, and if she fought to slay the Dunlending, she is certainly somewhat within the Gap of Rohan. Together in Wolf's Cleft, the Gap teems with them. Go forth to Wilfred in Forbrand in the west and see if he has any sign of this girl. Wow. Yeah, you're doing okay. Brew's doing okay. That's cool. Hope you are too. Just got another job came through, so replying via an email. That's great. It's good to have a bit of work coming in. That's what it's all about these days, I'm afraid. We need to keep the wolf from the door. And the wolf's appetite is getting more and more every month. But that's really good news. Where is the pit of... No, I don't want to do the pit of iron. Where's Wilf? Where is Wilfred? Wilfrith. Where is Wilfrith? Oh, right. You're where the heck is that place? Forthbrand. Right, we're going to go to Forthbrand. Off to the world of Darren Alistair. Go, oh...
Welcome, my friend.
Sweet dreams in the world of data analysis. I think I worked with statistics for a little bit, not full time of course, but I needed them to interpret what we were going to be doing at work many years ago, and it's just you're swimming in numbers, and you can interpret them any way you want. But yeah, good luck. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. This guy is still bugged. This guy has been bugged for ages. Absolutely ages. He just doesn't move. Look. He has not even looked. Thank you very much for the lurk, bro. And it's lovely to see you. I hope everything goes okay. I hope I see you again soon. Well, I've got to speak to this dude over here.
Some of my men who fought at the ford spoke highly of you.
We're on Book 6, Chapter 2, The Ghost in the Gap. Some of my men fought in the ford alongside you, Merigrin. They spoke highly of your deeds. Wilfrith listens as you describe Nona and her determination to slay Dunlendings in the service of Saruman. One Dunlending seems much the same as any other to me, Merigrin, but I have not seen any of them fighting amongst themselves. There was one thing, though. Not 2 hours ago, I heard a clash of sword on sword coming from the Warg Warrens of Althdar to the west. Perhaps your Dunlending ally was stirring up trouble from the heights. While you were up there, you should slay some wargs yourself. Help yourself. There's plenty to go around. Fair enough. We'll go and lend our aid to there. What am I doing? Where am I going? Right. Let's get on my horse and go and find the warg pens. I'm sure I've been here before. I'm sure I've killed all these things before. Again, although I think the narrative for the quests have been very, very good. They have been very good, and the stories have been amazing. You know, you actually got to see the Falls of Isen. You got abducted and taken to Saruman, and it's great. It is great. However, I do feel we've got this kind of rubber banding of zones, because I've done this zone to death, and then it was kind of like, right, it looks as if we're going to be moving on to the Falls of Isen. And now we've been to the Falls of Isen and we're back. And it's just like... It's almost like they're doubling the time you're spending in the zone. Right, okay. We've got to search for wargs, haven't we? There we go. Well, I haven't found any wargs yet. So let's have a little track. Well, we've got some ads coming up, guys and girls. So I will see you very shortly. They're up the hill, that would make sense. Who's attacking me? Why am I in combat? Who am I in combat with? No one on the map is coming after me. Right. Up here, apparently. This does look familiar. I need to kill wargs, but not wargs who are steeds. Kill them all. As you defeat another warg, a glint of gold to the west of the warren catches your eye. Oh dear. A member of the Dragaluth was slain by a sword stroke. Pieces of gold trail from his clenched fingers, and you pick them up and look at them curiously. As you straighten up, you see another glint of gold from the west where the two trails meet. Ooh. We have a mystery. We have a mystery, and also we've got birch branches. We love a nice mystery. Awesome. I'm going to have to start concentrating on getting some... There you go, another small pile of gold right next to the birch branches. Yes. We're getting there, people. We're getting there. Right, let's go and examine this small pile of gold. As you examine the pile of gold pieces, you see another glint further to the west. Who is leaving me... Oh, hello. Don't disturb me while I'm on the case, mate. Don't disturb me while I'm investigating. Right. A small pile of gold. Yeah, try and ambush me. Right. You examine... Alright, we've got more to the southwest. More to the southwest. Oh, there's... Whoever has killed this done, I'll be interested to find out what the story is behind this, because this is very heavily patrolled. You've got to be pretty shit hot. It's Nona, and she's not dead yet. Your suspicion was correct, and Nona stands before you.
I did not expect to see you again, friend.
I am pleased you still live. You must have heard rumours of me. I have truly become Wadu's ghost, and the Gap of Rohan is my haunt. I have made use of the bribing gold we recovered in Carriglen, Merigrin. I farm warriors who have sworn allegiance to Saruman. I leave piles of coins for them to discover, and when they pick them up, I fall upon them and claim my vengeance. I have thinned the outliers of the army that gathers in Wolf's Cleft, but it is not yet enough to pay for the death of my brother. Wadu's ghost still hungers for the blood of those who serve Saruman and kill in the name of the traitor wizard, and she will have her fill.
Why did you search for me, if not to join in my vengeance?
You want me to join in your bloodlust? How semi-erotic. Nona listens attentively to your account of your troubling dream, and when you have finished, she nods sagely. Dreams of this sort have a meaning, Merigrin. My people know them well. Great harm has befallen those who ignore the warnings of dreams such as this. I will go with you to see this elf queen. Let us return to my home of Lanosh, and I will bid farewell to my father, Salvosh. I can't pronounce these words. Before we begin a journey, I want to make it certain he is well before I go with you to this wood of gold. I will meet you by the front gate of Lanosh in Enithrate. Okay. So when I accept, I will basically be transported immediately there. I am here, and there's Nona. You have searched the village and found no sign of her father. Ooh. Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and wild ones of all ages, I need to go for a quick bio break, so I will see you back here in 5 minutes to find out what the hell happened to Nona's father and whether we can find the culprit, prosecute them, or chop off their head. I'm easy. Little from column A, little from column B. That's what I'm talking about. I'll see you guys in a bit. See you in a bit. And we're back, and hopefully we'll solve this mystery. You see what I mean? When I came on this morning, I was like, this is the plan for the stream today. This is the plan. What we plan to do is have the Battle of the Forge of the Eisen, and then I would progress into Rohan, and I knew I had to go and speak to Galadriel at some point. You don't make plans. Just don't make plans. I think just concentrating on the book quest. I don't know where the hell we're going to be going, because now we're heading back into Dunland. So I don't know how we're going to get to Lothlorien. Hopefully by Eagle. Anyway, let's go and see where we can solve this mystery.
I cannot find my father anywhere in the village.
Before Wadu was slain, Solvach used to go to the pool of the king to listen to the water and think. Perhaps he is there now. Let us look for him there. The pool of the king is northwest of the village. You got it. No, I'm going to use my Rivendell horse because that's the kind of guy I am. Right, last one there is a sissy. Let's go. I'll just ride off this cliff. It looks like, yeah, looks like a massive great big cliff. Just goes to show you how much you advance in this game quickly, because when I was here last, these guys were like quite tough. I've got to get across there. Oh, great. I'm going to have to take the long way around. I know it's unlike me. I know usually I just go crazy and dive off. Oh look, we're back on the Greenway, or the North Road. I can't even remember where we are now. Yeah, we're in Ennibraith. Wow, we really have come back, haven't we? Closer to Rivendell than I am the Gap of Rohan now. Ooh. Here is the Pool of Kings and a dwarf marker. Well, there's her dad. At least he's alive. My diary for avenging people is getting very, very full. Hey dude, how's it hanging?
Nona has told me what you plan to do, and why.
I will not keep you from this journey, Merigrin the Hobbit. Dreams have power. All the Algrag know this. We ignore their warnings at our peril. I wish to speak further with my daughter. Search through the pottery fragments that surround this pool for something that she can bring with her on this journey to remind her of Sulvich. Sometimes things of value catch on the sides of the pool. Old things, shiny things, pretty things. But busy yourself with this task while I speak to my daughter. Okay, fair enough. Let's have a little look. Okay. Yep, there's plenty of them to search for. Nothing here. Oh, being a hobbit is such a pain in the backside. I've just got to keep searching for these things. I see a small beryl, an elf stone that shines with a light of its own. That's a token. If we're going to go and see Galadriel, that's a big hint and a half.
Did you find something? Ah, you did.
Bacon wrap flapjacks, mince and taters. Gonna have to have some mince and taters, I think. Oh no, I will have to have the bacon wrap flapjacks because they give me a massive boost.
I do not believe in long farewells.
Right, we're done book 6, chapter 3, and when I click this one, we are going directly to Lothlorien. I do not believe in long farewells. You have little time to delay. You must ride swiftly, for you have a long journey ahead of you. But don't tell me which way we're going, because if you look at it this way, we're here. We're in Ennibraith. Whereas they're here. So, and Lothlorien's across the Misty Mountains. The quickest way to get there would be over the Redhorn Pass. Obviously, we'll dismiss that for now. We won't worry about that. Oh look, it's Haldir. Many strangers have wandered in the eaves of our forest of late.
You long to see the Lady Galadriel.
I would not keep you from her, Merrigan, but I fear things are not so simple this time. What is going on?
This Dunlending girl that accompanies you must be blindfolded if she is to enter.
We all know about your fetish with blindfolds. The Elves of Lothlorien's well documented. My orders forbid me from letting the unfamiliar folk into Lorien. This Dunlending girl who accompanies you cannot enter the wood. You try to explain to Haldir that you have brought Nona all the way from Lothlorien, so all the way to Lothlorien, but he remains unconvinced. This dream of yours could mean something, but even if it does not excuse me from my duties. Since I know you, Merrigan, I will allow her to enter with you. She must be blindfolded. This point is not negotiable. If you are ready to accept this, come with me. Let's go, people. Old friends and new tidings.
Blindfold right here.
If the Dunlending girl will wear without complaint, I will bring you to see Lady Galadriel. Let's go and speak to the Lady Galadriel.
This Dunlending girl who travels with you cannot be allowed to see the secret ways into Lothlorien. I must bind her eyes if she is to come with you to see the lady.
You got it, Haldir. Guide your friend well, for I will not be responsible for any injuries she suffers while blindfolded. This is the law of the Golden Wood. What, that you aren't responsible? Is that like the disclaimer? No outsiders must see the secret trails of Lothlorien. It is out of respect for you, Merrigan, that I will permit this. I will permit this. Follow me with care. You have seen many distant places, Merrigan. Can any compare with the Golden Wood? I don't know, actually. Mirkwood was good, but in a very different way. These are dangerous times, and I fear the beauty of Lothlorien must soon wane. You could be right on that one, old friend. This is far enough. You may remove the blindfold now, and I will bring you to the Lady Galadriel. Caras Galadhon. This land is a pretty one, as these elves seem fond of saying, but this is what the daughter of Selvach has to say. The hills of Nandlegal in the sunset are more beautiful by far. Wouldn't say that too loud, they might hear you. I submitted to the binding of my eyes for your sake, Merrigan, and to learn the secret behind your dream, but do not expect it again. I will leave this land with my sight unhindered, or these elves will learn a sharp lesson at the point of Wadu's blade. Where is the Elf Queen? Aha, my lady. Talk to Galadriel and describe to her your dream. I did not expect you in Lothlorien, Merrigan. What need has driven you hither, and so many need your help elsewhere? You relate to Galadriel the troubling images you beheld while dreaming in Grimbold's camp. Your spirits fall when she betrays no sign of understanding. Your dreams were your own, Merrigan. I had nothing to do with these images you saw. Talk to Gandalf. This dream you describe is very troubling. Much of it seems bore to worry your friends, which is not unusual. But you saw more than that. Even you, how can that be? Yes, Nona, for there are forces in this world greater than any of us, even Galadriel. Their purpose is hidden to me, and I can only see glimpses. And yet, even in the darkest hours, hope can never truly be gone. Enter Gandalf the White. Hello, Merrigan. We have both been through a great deal since last we met, Merrigan, and neither of us is the same person that we were. I do not have the time to tell you what befell me since we parted, But know this, the quest remains. Your dream tells Galadriel more than she lets on, and it tells me more yet. Our friends face grave danger along the Anduin, and I hope it is not too late for them to avoid it. Gandalf's eyes seem to pierce you, and you shiver uncomfortably. There is something unfamiliar in the wizard's bearing. He reminds you of Saruman. Your dream may hold only a shred of truth, but even that could prove vital. That is my guess, Merrigan. I think you are needed along the banks of the Great River. Only there can you learn the purpose behind your dream. Only there. I am needed elsewhere. You will have to serve. A bit quick with his words. I'm sorry, Merrigan. It's good to see you. There is just so much that needs to be done. The Eagles have proven able companions to me in the dark days. Gwaihir has agreed to bear me where I need to go, and his brother Landroval has been keeping a sharp eye on the Anduin. Would that I could be everywhere. I fought against fire and shadow in the depths of Mordor on the peak. When I returned to this world, I faced another foe from afar. These deeds have left me tired, and I will not speak of them now. We will speak again, Merrigan, if our deeds prove fruitful. If they do not, well, Gandalf trails away suddenly, with a blaze in his eye and a tone of mirthful anger. He continues, perhaps they would have proven enough if we had not stood around talking about them for so long, my sentimental hobbit. We have our own tasks now. Let us let us get to them. Okay, right, here we go. Right, back to Galadriel. We are hanging out with the A-listers today. I will send for Alfrohir to bring you down the river to Finglad, Merrigan. Gandalf believes a great evil harries our absent friends. Perhaps your presence on the banks of the Anduin can prevent it from discovering or endangering them. Ooh. We're not going to Rohan. If we are, we're going by a very strange way. I do not know what to think of this Galadriel, Merrigan. Her words are fair, but beneath the surface she wields strength to match even the fiercest warrior of my people. I am surprised. Let us do as she says, and perhaps the answer to the riddle of your dream will be revealed to us along the great river. Well, there you go. And we're all, and if by magic we are in.
I have taken you as far as I can.
The rest of your road leads alongside the great river, and I get a swan fountain for my house. Awesome.
Camp of elves not far from here.
I think I've passed this camp before on my other character. Right. Thank you very much, Alfrohir.
Mind my words, traveller.
I'm a bit lost now because I'm kind of like, this is a normal quest, isn't it? I'm glad that you were passing through this part of the wood, Merrigan, for where the Merrilin fade here. Finglad is still part of Lothlorien. I have heard and seen strange signs of trespassing of late. Will you investigate here and see what there is to see? Make note of what you find and we can solve the riddle of who or what is invading so close to Caras Galadhon.
What do you need?
I don't need anything. Honestly. I seem to have been not abandoned, but oh hello. Where's Nona gone? Excuse me while I reacquaint myself with the geography of Middle-earth. Ah, right, okay. The Wild, the Brown Land, so we've got Mirkwood up here. This is a really weird map for me. And that will be the Limelight, would it be? The Limelight River? Anyway. I just needed to reacquaint myself with what is going on in this crazy land. I've spanned I've crossed over the Misty Mountains like twice in the last hour of the stream. And what are you, my fine friend? You're an orc. I am a bear slayer now. Well, I must admit, personally speaking, I'm quite happy with being in the Anduin, the Vales of the Anduin, for I do love the area of Wilderland.
What can I do for you?
There have never been fishing nets along the stretch of the River Anduin as far as I can remember. What do we make of this? Who is trespassing on our land? If you have any skill of tracking, you should search the signs of wood for this invader. Okay. Am I to take that literally? So these are the very frustrating quests, because I'm obviously a hunter, so I can track. Where does she want me to go? No, there's nothing. Okay, right, it's just in this area, is it? A horseshoe? A horseshoe?
What do you need?
A horseshoe must belong to one of the horses of Stangard, a Rohirrim settlement to the south of here. What great need drove these men to hunt and fish in Thingolad? They fear these woods, and anything to do with the elves. Right, what we got? What we got? What we got? Give me the goodies. The Helm of the Gentle Nudge.
Will you lend me your ear?
Oh, that sounds very bad. From a hiding place, whistle at the nearby fishermen to scare them.
Stay a moment.
I don't know why I'm picking up all these quests. I wanted to concentrate on the book quests. I'm getting confused. So I've got to find these Rohirrim fishermen. And scare the bejesus out of them. I've got to crush these reeds and basically unleash the stench of 10,000 skunks. It's not normal. And this is obviously a real Borderlands area of Lothlorien, because it's lost that hazy sparkle. You are not a Rohirrim fisherman. Destroy fishing nets without being seen. From where? I haven't seen a single thing. It's amazing how how quickly your fortune changes in this game. 1 minute I was speaking with Galadriel and Gandalf the White, and now I'm swimming the banks of the Anduin looking for fishermen. Aha! And he's not having any of it, is he? He's not. I could. If I whistle, he is not listening to me. So I'm beginning to think what I need to do is just run into his camp and expose myself at him, and that might get him to run away scared. Got some crazy hobbits here, dude. What do I have to do to these guys? From a hiding place, whistle at the nearby fisherman to scare him. I would assume that from my lack of ability in scaring them, yeah, I would assume that I haven't managed to scare them because I'm not in the designated hiding place. Where is the designated hiding place? No, he's not having any of it. From a hiding place. Doesn't say the hiding place. Well, let's go and get the rest of those nets then. A good place to hide? So you mean I've been whistling all in the wrong places then? I've got to mumble at him now. What have I got to do now? So I whistled, I mumbled, and then I roared. They all hear him. I mean, you know, it could be prudent to just go and speak with them. Maybe I could have done that as an intermediary. You know, I'm not an elf. I could have gone and spoke to the Rohirrim and said, look, what the heck are you doing here? You're entering into the domain of the Golden Wood. Oh, there it is, right over here. Yeah, you know. Swimming in the Anduin, trying to grab fishing nets from Rohirrim, lost Rohirrim, who seem to be. Doesn't make any sense. I'm just thinking, because the Rohirrim, you hear when Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas get into Rohan, and they're by the Anduin, just heading in to Rohan. They're saying, "Do anybody live in this area?" And the answer is, no, they don't. They don't live in this area. Those areas are wild. They're usually empty. So, right, anyway, come on, then, let's get on your horse, because we are getting so distracted. Get on your horse. Birch branches. Yes, I think I will. I haven't even done any crafting. I've been collecting the stuff, and I've been crafting in as much as I've been doing the skins and I've been doing the wood, but haven't made anything for like months. Oh, hello. And I've gone. She's disappeared now. Typical, bloody typical. There we go. Right, let's head down to this mystical elf camp that these Rohirrim fishermen seem to have completely ignored. See where I can find Noriel and Nona. Because, you know, we were both sent to this area to try and find the answer to my dream. Okay. So the Elfies are going to be encamped on this grassy knoll. Well, this hillock. Come on. Well, I found out, but Nona still disappeared. We're going to hand into you first, because, right.
Megavanen. What can I do for you?
Ooh.
What do you need?
77th. Have I got this one?
What can
Yeah.
I do for you?
The Brownlands. Ooh, we're getting... Right, Fimloth, what have you got to say?
Sighted along the river.
This is a dangerous time to pass through Thinglad, stranger. The orcs have been sighted along the river. Fimloth listens attentively as you tell her that friends of yours passed this way, and you seek to know how they did so safely. The scouts have not reported any bands of travellers recently, but if your friends travelled in secret, they may have gone unnoticed. We have fewer scouts in Thinglad than once I did. If you travel south along the river, perhaps you will find some sign of your friend's passage. No, I don't want to do these. I keep on declining these. One day I will do them, but today is not that day. I don't want to do it. Like, I know that you want me to go and scare those fishermen again. I'm sorry, you need to get off your backside and go and do it yourself. Because you are an elf and I am a hobbit. I understand your xenophobia, complete unrational xenophobia towards people, because that's what the Shire's like. But I'm not squatting behind fishing swims and scaring the bejesus out of people for you. You'll have to do it yourself. You aren't one of the main quests, so you know. Oh, orc. Yeah, we built this. This place is... Right, we're heading down. Oh, we're on the path now, so that's good. I need to update my Titan bar. Because it keeps on saying I'm in Bree. And I'm pretty fucking far from Bree. Right, okay, we've got to search the area of the... around this tree, actually. You see the trampled grass underfoot. Did the Fellowship come this way? Well, not at this part. They would have still been on the river, wouldn't they? Has the earth been disturbed here? Does it signify? They could have pulled their boats up here, I guess. Slain Scout. That doesn't fill me with overwhelming confidence. Right, we've got to go back with the bad news that one of their scouts has been slain. Right, well, let's go. Excuse me, a bit of a frog in my throat. Right. Yeah, I never thought I'd be in the Vales of the Anduin in Anduin. I thought it was a stone bonker that I was going to be going from the Battle of the Fords of Isen all the way to the Golden Hall, but allegedly not. It's not a bad thing. It's just I keep on thinking, yeah, we're going to get there, and we never do. I'm sure it will come all too soon. Right. Still no sign of the Dunlending girl, Nona.
This is not the first friend we have lost, but that makes it no easier.
I will tell her family that she has fallen in the service of the Golden Wood. Fimloth shakes her head sadly. The orcs that killed her are surely still somewhere in Finnglad. If you want to help us while you search for your friends, slay the orcs in this land. Of course I will. I already have. Right, let's go kill some orcs. Well, it's a red fox. I wonder what the heck it was. Right, let's get these suckers done. Nothing like killing some orcs. Oh look, there's a little camp. Can I get a bead on him from there? You bet your arse I can. Right, what's in this backpack? Is it quest related or just money related? It is money related. Is this where they're camping? Okay, oh, hello. Plenty of orcs. But 8 is enough for me. There we go. Right, let's go back and give him the good news. You popped back pretty quickly. All of you did. Right.
I thank you for the help.
The orcs must pay for the heartache they have caused us, though the debt be larger than the worth of their own lives. I sought to engage this woman you travel with in conversation, but she is slow to trust and slower to friend. I will not ask you to divert or to any of your shared mysteries to me, but it is a curious thing that she bears a sword of Rohirrim horse lords, and her folk have long been in enmity with that people, have they not? If she slew the sword's owner, you may find your path on this road through this land made even more difficult, as the men of Rohan are not quickly to forgive. She wished to speak to you when you return. At least she's turned up. Right, come on in. Let's have a chat.
I am worried. My people have never gotten along with the Horse Lords.
This elf has given me something to think about, Merigrin. I am worried. My people have never gotten along with the Horse Lords, and it seems they have a large outpost just to the south. If we need to go that way, if we are to learn the reason behind your dream. Okay. Well, we knew this was going to happen anyway.
To this village, if I must.
The outpost of the Horse Lords is south of here, in Oldsmead. It is called Stangard. I will travel with you to this village, if I must. But heed my warning, they will bear no love for me, nor I for them. I will stay my hand and my tongue for your sake, but I will suffer no insult from the Foregoil. That's translation of Dunling's Strawheads, isn't it? Let us learn what we may from the outpost, and then leave quickly. Sounds good to me. Talk to Afric. How are we doing for space? Oh, we're doing alright for space, aren't we? We are doing very nice for space. Ooh. Right. I need to reforge my weapon soon, don't I? Right, let's go then. I take it she's not going to ride with me, she's just going to meet me there. Let's go, go, go. I'll stick to the path this time. That actually, I don't really want to get lost in here. This is full of little quirks and camps and nothing we can't handle, but it might prove to be a bit of a distraction. Right, not too far now, I hope. Wow, that is not a settlement, that is a whacking great big fortress. Complete with statues. There you go. I think we've found our screenshot of the day. There we go. That's pretty cool. Yay! It is still, I mean, what a pretty game. It's fantastic. Here we go. Earl's Mead Explorer. Right, what have you got to say for yourself?
This woman. Why does she carry a sword of my people?
You are a long way from home, stranger, and in the company of a Dunlending warrior witch. I do not like it. Afik glowers at you, his heavy-lidded gaze suspicious. This outpost may be beyond the borders of Rohan, but the law of Theoden King holds. I cannot allow this warrior witch to pass unchallenged. Take that Rohirric sword from her and present it to Horn atop Stangard, and see what he thinks. He is young, but in the matters of swordcraft and the history is unrivalled. If he believes this woman is no threat, I will allow her to enter. Otherwise, she must remain outside these walls. Well, isn't
I
that...
will let you carry the sword, but do not let any of these men touch it.
Fair enough. This weapon may be the result of their swordcraft, but it is theirs no longer. Now it is the sword of my brother Wadu, and the chains of its heritage have been severed and made anew. Wadu's ghost wields it now. Nona studies you closely. Take it from this bag of my belongings. Bring it to this man Horn atop the village. But heed my words, let none but you touch it, and return it to me when he is satisfied. Seriously, I thought you'd have kept it in a sheath at your side, not like in a big bag of stuff. Oh, I'm carrying the sword now, am I? It's one of those quests. Where is this dude? Oh, he's right by the gate, is he? Where? Sorry, did I mistake his words? Or... Where did he say he was? Can be found atop the village instant. Atop the village. Atop the village. Very strange. I have 2 quest locators for this guy. But I have found him. Hello, Horn. Very unfortunate name.
Welcome to Stangard, such as it is. What is this sword you bear?
He reaches out for it, but you shake your head and keep it in your hands. He laughs quietly when you tell him briefly of Nona, Wadu, and the sword. I see, this is a Rohirric sword, but it is old, very old. It strikes a memory in me, but I cannot place it. I wonder if it was fashioned before Earl the Young came out of the Northlands. He seems to reach a decision. I want to show you something. Return this curious weapon to your friend at the gate with my regards and tell her she is welcome to enter our village. I do not think either of you are our foes. Then meet me outside town by the Kuthstan. It is a large statue of 2 figures located among the Wailing Hills west of Stangard. I think you should see it. I already have. Dave, TKD, how you doing? Welcome on in. Yes, Talking Tuesday. Every Tuesday, unless some horrible set of circumstances before me. But welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely day. We're having a very chilled one today. I've got to get this sword back to the gate before I drop it. And then we're going to go and look at 2 whacking great big statues in the hills. Right, coming in. Where is she? There she is. There you go.
I have permission to enter? I will remain outside.
Good, pal. I do love the area around Stangard. I actually wrote a Laurelin Archives piece based around here once upon a time. That's fantastic. Laurelin was my server back in the day.
You meet this man Horn at the Kustan. I will search elsewhere.
And there is a lot of in the archives. There is a heck of a lot of good work there. That's the special thing about this game, though, isn't it? It just is like, it's just the way it is. It's been built up. It's people driven. But welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely day. I do Tolkien Tuesdays every Tuesday. And I play other games as well. But I'm a big Tolkien nut. As you can tell, that's what I'm talking about. And I have a lore segment every stream as well, which will be coming up at some point in the next 30 minutes or 40 minutes. And today, the specialist subject is the Bounders and the Sheriffs of the Shire. Am I supposed to be outside the town, am I? Yes, I'm supposed to be well outside the town. Right, we need to get our arse round to those two large statues we saw when we came in. We will get there. Right. I'm going to concentrate on the book quest for now. I don't want to get... I got a little bit distracted. Oh wow, the Company of the East Road. That was... I remember them, used to see them all the time. I'm currently in... Oh, not on this. This is Peregrine. This is... I'm playing on Peregrine server at the moment. I think I made a balls up again, actually, haven't I? That's what I'm trying to get to. But I play... Meriadoc is my server now, but I was in... I'm in Gwellin's Haven at the moment. But I haven't been on to play with those guys for a very, very, very long time. Because whenever I do get a chance to play, because obviously I've got, you know, adult responsibilities, sadly. I stream, so I tend to play on Peregrine now. Although all my main stuff is on Meriadoc. Yeah, running a guild, kinship, whatever they're called in your game of choice is... It's a tough one, it is. It's being like a personnel manager for a firm that doesn't pay you very well. But yeah, I've been an officer in a guild before, and I have my own kinship on here, but that's mainly for keeping all my characters together. And I've got a little boy who has just started to be introduced to these games, so I'll put all his characters in here as well, to keep them safe. Well, we're here, look. Wow, there's so much exploration in this area. Where is Horn? I want to concentrate on the book quest because I'm lagging. Here he is. Alright, what you got to say for yourself, Horn?
I am glad you have come.
I wanted to speak with you here, away from the prying eyes and listening ears of Stangard. There are friends in the village, but but it is my worry that not all its men have the best interests of Rohan in their hearts. The garrison in Stangard consists of men who had no other place in Rohan, for those who commit crimes but otherwise remain loyal to the king. They perform a service, length of service determined by the king's order, and upon its completion, their past transgressions are forgotten. My story is no different, Merigrin, for my heart burns for Rohan, and I see it threatened on all sides. And worst of all, I fear the greatest danger comes not from without, but from within. I have seen. Horn stops suddenly. Someone comes. Quickly, hide behind the stone over there and see if it is friend or foe. Dave, I feel you. Trying to get my lad on to like it too. I'll stop pressing. Mate, you're very welcome to pester. If you want to lurk, you're very welcome. If you want to chat, you're very welcome as well. I love my lurkers. I love my chatters. And you're all very welcome here. You really are appreciated because we're big Tolkien fans, and Tolkien fans need to stick together. But yeah, you're cool, dude. Don't worry about it. If your characters have anything on Mary or Mordor, I'll tell you the story very briefly, Dave. I played when it launched. I'm a founder member, and it basically I was a founder member, and I played for a long time up until the release of Moria, and then I quit and went back to Warcraft. But I've always kept coming back because I love Tolkien so much. So I've just come back to it in July, and wow, have I got a lot to learn. Where have I got to go? Hide behind the stone. What stone? This stone? Well, that stone. Oh, there's the, this large stone with large stone written on it. They're not friends. They're not friends. Don't try and heal yourself, sucker. You're not going to get around me that easy. Woo! Right.
I am worried by the increased number of orcs that move alongside the river.
They have been coming down from their holes in the Misty Mountains, great numbers of late, but they are not the only danger we face. There are two shallow crossings of the Great River. 500 years ago, a tribe of Easterlings crossed into northern Gondor by the northernmost of these undeeps. The steward of that land knew he did not have the men to repel them. He sent messengers into the north to seek for aid, but it seemed that none could arrive in time to save Gondor. The sound of the approaching feet once more seizes Horn's attention. We have another visitor, Merigren. Hide behind the other stone to see if there's another orc. I've been on since 08, but my Lotro toxic trait is leveling, deleting and restarting. Eriador can't leave me. I feel your pain. This is possibly the furthest I've been in the story, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, I mean, I really love the game. It's really, really cool. And even though it is old, it's a bit dated, but it's run with love. It's run on a shoestring budget, and it's less toxic than most other games. But yeah, it's I feel your pain. I'm also with this game. It's not like Warcraft or stuff like that. You create a character and you start another character and you can level that character and do that. But with this character, because you've got all the achievements and virtues and traits, it's like I don't want to go for that again. I'll just happily just stick with my hunter and leave it. See, I've got hiccups. What is going on in this place? There are orcs crawling all over the area.
You are quite an ally, my friend.
Where was I? Yes, I remember now. The steward of Gondor sent me an urgent plea to the northern peoples, but the Easterling tribe pressed across the river before any help arrived. But when all hope was lost, a new force arrived on the field of Celebrant. The ancestors of my people, led by Eorl the Young, they destroyed the Easterlings, and thanks to the steward of Gondor, gave them the lands of Carnarvon to dwell in, which is now called Rohan. This statue was later erected as a sign of friendship between the Eorlingus and the men of Gondor, and my people have watched the crossings of the Great River ever since. Horn looks up at the statue and is quiet for a time. I think the sword your Dunlending friend carries was that of that battle, Merigren. I cannot be sure, but I feel it to be so. Why has it come back? We should return to Stangard. The air grows chill, and we can talk more when we return. But remember what I have said. Ooh. I say that every time, but here I am again, running pies around the Shire while I'm watching your stream. And I've been there, mate. I've run those pies, and then I've collected them when I found out they're all rotten as well. It's tough. I know what you mean. But welcome in. It's nice to meet another kindred spirit. You'll get on with the guys who come into the chat here. Right, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Let's get back to Stangard. This time I might try and find an easier way into Stangard. Is this the rear entrance? It is, but it's very cliffy from this direction, but when has that ever stopped me? Sorry, Wolf Wine, I haven't got time. I'm concentrating on the book quests today. Because even with my Stone of the Tortoise, I'm out leveling this area, unfortunately.
Welcome, my friend.
Right. No, she's gone. Nona's not there anymore. Right, you lovely people. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go up here. I'm going to speak to Horn. Very unfortunate name. Oh look, I'll tell you what, that's just a little bit of a sidebar. That is a milestone. How Rohirric makes a big difference from the normal ones you get. But anyway, let's go and see what he wants.
It is clear that you have been sent to help my people fight against the Kundalar.
I do not know why you have come here, Merigren. There can only be one reason. It is clear that you have been sent to help my people fight against the Kundalar. They are the descendants of the Easterling tribe that crossed the Great River 500 years ago, and scouts report that they have been seen on the far shore. They seek to accomplish what their ancestors could not, and this time there will be no timely intervention, no final hour rescue. We are on our own, Merigren, and that is why I did not forbid your Dunlending friend to enter entering Stangard, or seize the Rohirric sword she carries. Perhaps one day we were foes. We may be so again, but today I see Rohan threatened, and I thirst for allies to defend my homeland. I was called disloyal and changeable in the hall of Theoden King, but that is not so. I love Rohan, and I only want to protect her. Ooh. Passionate speech there, sir. Passionate speech.
Path Celebrant may hold some clue to defeating the Kundalar.
Their ancestors were routed by the timely arrival of the Aeolingus under Aeol the Young. But we have no such advantage in numbers this time. No one is coming to help us. We must find some strategy to help us defeat the Kaludar. I'm butchering the language. And sifting through the site of that battle may teach us something that we can use against them. I have marked this map with the location of the battle. Bring it to Cerdric on the road watch post at Path Celebrant, and he will guide you to places that has not already been searched. I hope you will be kind to him. Cerdric has been a long way from his wife and daughters, and sometimes he lets worries master him. He is a good friend and true, and even if his mind is not always on the task before him. Awesome. Well, there we go. That's a fantastic little end to that one. Well, what I'm going to do now is we're going to have our Lore of the Rings. I really do need to put my teeth back in, don't I? We're going to have our Lore of the Rings segment, which is something I've started because people really wanted more lore. And we've got the Redeem, which we used to get quite on a regular basis, but people said they wanted more lore. So I started 3 weeks ago doing little segments of pre-recorded lore, of random stuff. and it seems to be going down well. People seem to be enjoying it. So I've continued, and this week we are looking at Bounders and Sheriffs of the Shire. So while I go for a bio break and refresh my beverage, please charge your tankards and basically enjoy the Lore of the Rings. There is a temptation when studying Tolkien's work to always look outward, to fix your gaze on the great and the terrible, on Mordor and Minas Tirith, on Nazgul and Balrogs, on the sweeping movements of armies and the fates of kings. But Tolkien was, at heart, a man who loved the small things, particular things, the texture of an ordinary life lived carefully in a place worth protecting. And so today, we are going to look inward, into the Shire itself, into the quiet, almost comic, almost entirely benign institutions that held Hobbit society together. We are going to talk about the Bounders and the Sheriffs. I know it does not sound like the most dramatic subject in Middle-earth, and yet, as we will see, these two small institutions carry within them the entire character of the Shire. And by the end of the War of the Ring, they will become something far darker than anyone intended. Let us begin with a simple question. Did the Shire need law enforcement at all? The honest answer is barely. The Shire was, by design, a place of almost absurd peace and order, not enforced order, organic order, the kind that arises when a people share values so deeply and so instinctively that formal rules become almost unnecessary. Hobbits did not generally steal from one another. They did not commit acts of violence. They locked their doors so rarely that Tolkien records as a point of cultural note. Their laws, to the extent that they had any, were not written down so much as simply understood. Common sense, leavened by ancient tradition, this was the society that ran on courtesy, gossip, and almost aggressive commitment to not making a fuss. And yet, even in the Shire, there were edges, there were borders, there were occasionally things that came in from outside that were not welcome. Strange creatures, odd travellers, wolves in hard winters, the world pressing in. And for that, they had the Watch. The Sheriffs were an older institution, the main body of the Watch, and the closest thing the Shire possessed to what we might call the police force. There were 12 of them in total, 3 for each of the 4 farthings, 12 for the entirety of the Shire. 12 officers of the law for a population of tens of thousands. To put that in some perspective, the Shire was roughly the size of a small county in England, and its entire law enforcement apparatus could have fit comfortably into a single room. They were distinguished in the whole of their public duty by a single feather worn in their caps. No badge, no uniform, a feather. That is, in its way, a rather perfect encapsulation of Hobbit society. Order signified by the lightest possible gesture. Their primary duty was not policing hobbits. Hobbits, by and large, did not require policing. The sheriffs were there to manage. To use Tolkien's own delicate phrasing, various beasts, to deal with stray animals, with the occasional wildlife incursions, with whatever inconvenience the natural world chose to deposit on the Shire's doorstep. And if a strange person wandered in and began behaving oddly, it fell to the sheriff to have a quiet word. They were headed by the first sheriff, who answered ultimately to the mayor of Mickle Delving, himself the only real elected official in the Shire, appointed every 7 years, whose principal duties were to preside at banquets and to manage the messenger service. It is, from top to bottom, a wonderfully gentle bureaucracy. Now, here I want to pause because the word itself is worth examining. Sheriff. It's not quite sheriff. It's close, unmistakably close, but with that particular shire suffix to soften things, to make it rounder and more domestic somehow. And that is entirely intentional on Tolkien's part. The word sheriff in English derives from the Old English term shire reeve. A shire, analogous to what we call a county, and a reeve, which is what was appointed official who managed it on behalf of the lord or the crown. The shire reeve was, in medieval England, a figure of genuine authority, the king's representative in a region, not a small job. Tolkien took that etymology, honoured it, and then quietly domesticated it. A sheriff is etymologically the same officer, but implications are entirely different. There are no kings in the Shire. There are no lords. There is no reeve managing things on behalf of a distant authority. There is a hobbit with a feather in his cap, keeping an eye on the turnip fields. Is it one of those moments where Tolkien's linguistic imagination and his world-building imagination works in perfect harmony? He gives us a word that carries genuine historical weight and then shows us how that weight has been gently sat down in a place that no longer needs it. If the Sheriffs were the interior of the Watch, the domestic face of order within the Shire, then the Bounders were its exterior, its perimeter. The name comes from an old practice, beating the bounds. In English tradition, the beating of the bounds was a communal ritual in which a village or parish would walk its boundaries together, literally walking the edges of the land to affirm them, to remember them, to keep them real. Children were sometimes bumped against boundary stones or dunked in streams so that they would remember where the line was. The land, in this tradition, was something you renewed your relationship with by moving through it. The Bounders inherited that spirit. Their job was the border. They patrolled the edges of the Shire, the long green boundaries where the familiar became strange, and ensured that what came in was welcome and what was not welcome knew it had been noticed. Unlike the Sheriffs, whose number was fixed, always 12, the Bounders were variable. Their size fluctuated according to need. In quiet times, relatively few. In troubled times, more. They were, in modern times, something like a reserve constabulary, able-bodied hobbits deputised into service when the situation required. And in the years leading up to the War of the Ring, the situation very much required it. By the late Third Age, in the years just before Frodo sets out from Bag End, the Bounders had swelled significantly in number. They were busy, Tolkien tells us, as they had not been in living memory. Strange persons were approaching the borders. Unusual creatures were being sighted. There were reports that even hobbits themselves found difficult to explain, and hobbits, as a rule, found it very easy to explain things away. What the Bounders did not know, what no hobbit in the Shire knew, was that they were, in their patient, dutiful, feather-in-a-cap way, standing on the outermost edge of a gathering storm. Ruffians and the spies of Isengard and Mordor had begun to move through Eriador. The world was in motion, and the borders of the Shire, which had always felt like the edge of everything worth caring about, had become something else, a frontier. The Bounders, walking their ancient round, were the first, and for a time the only line between the Shire and what was coming. They didn't know that, but they kept walking, and that too is something worth honouring. With We see only one sheriff by name in any meaningful detail, Robin Smallburrow, known to Sam Gamgee from the Shire, encountered when the hobbits returned home after the War of the Ring, and by that point everything has changed. While Frodo and his companions were abroad, Lotho Sackville Baggins had taken control of the Shire, operating as a puppet for Saruman, who eventually arrived himself to oversee what had become a calculated occupation. Under Saruman's direction, the sheriffs were transformed. Their numbers were dramatically increased. The voluntary honour of the position was stripped away. Those already serving could not resign. Those pressed into service had no real choice. A minority, it must be said, accepted or even embraced this change. Power, even small power, appeals to certain people. But many, like Robin Smallburrow, found themselves trapped in a role they had not signed up for and could not leave. They were armed more heavily than before. They were organised into troops and companies, the 1st East Farthing Troop and others. They were given orders of a kind that no sheriff had ever received, to arrest, to detain, to enforce rules that were not common sense and ancient tradition, but the arbitrary diktats of an occupying power. When Sam Gamgee encounters Robin Smallburrow on the road, he finds not the cheerful institution of hobbit civic life, but something melancholy and diminished. A hobbit doing a job he hates, within a system he cannot escape, for masters he despises. He is not a villain. He is something more uncomfortable than a villain. He is an ordinary person caught inside an unjust structure, making small accommodations day by day to survive it. Tolkien drew on real things when he wrote The Scouring of the Shire. He had lived through the occupation of Europe. He understood what happens to civic institutions, to the quiet, decent apparatus of ordinary life when authoritarian power gets its hands on them. The sheriffs did not become evil. They became instruments, and that is a different kind of tragedy. After the Shire was freed, after Frodo and his companions led the hobbits in what Tolkien called the Battle of Bywater, Deputy Mayor Frodo reduced the sheriffs to their original number. The title of Chief Sheriff was abolished, and the feather went back in the cap. The walking stick replaced the heavier equipment. Slowly, carefully, the institution was returned to what it had been. But it had been shown what it could become, and that knowledge, once acquired, does not leave entirely. The Bounders and the Sheriffs are not, in the grand catalogue of Tolkien's invention, the most celebrated creations. They do not have the mythic resonance of the Nazgul, or the ancient weight of the Ents, or the terrible beauty of the Silmarils. They are a feather in the cap, a walk along the border, 12 hobbits, and however many more were needed. And yet, Tolkien gave us these institutions as a portrait of something he clearly loved, the unglamorous, the essential labour of maintaining good society. The sheriff who walks his rounds when nothing happens, the bounder who patrols his border in the dark, watching for things he hopes not to see. These are not heroes in the conventional sense. They are the people who make heroism possible, who keep the ordinary world ordinary long enough for extraordinary things to mean something. And when the Scouring of the Shire shows us what happens when those institutions under pressure and what they can be made to do, what their members are forced to become, it is not a digression from the great story. It is the completion of it. Tolkien shows us that the War of the Ring was not only fought in Mordor, it was fought in the Shire too, quietly, without glory, by ordinary people who had no choice. And the feather in the cap matters. Thank you for watching. Last time we looked at Farmer Maggot, a hobbit who stood between a ringwraith and its quarry and refused to move. You can find that piece on my YouTube channel, linked on my Twitch page. Until then, Namarie.
Horn gave you a map. Let me see it.
Oh, sorry. I must have missed that mute there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that little sketch. Next week, they're looking at Bree and Breeland, I think. But yeah, we've got to go and search for like, artifacts from the battle, which I don't kind of understand it. Uncle, how you doing, buddy? Lovely to see you. Nice talk there. Thank you very much. I hadn't thought about the Shire that deeply, but border between Instrument of Evil and Actual Evil is definitely something to think about. I have a fairly special perspective on that as a German. Yeah, I mean, I think it's important that, I mean, people read too much into Tolkien, in my personal opinion. The man despised allegory. He didn't like teaching you about things by, you know, that kind of way. If he wanted to say it, he said it. But yeah, it's quite interesting because obviously he wrote that part of the book of obviously he fought in the First World War, and he was kind of still stuck in the Second World War while his son was out basically doing, well, I think he was in Africa. I forgot, is this it? Have I literally got to go in here and kill all these suckers? This is going to be interesting. Okay, well. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. As I said, it's something that was asked of me because Kiefer and a few of the others kept on. They really did love the Tolkien lore redeem, and I think it's really, really cool. But they wanted more. And when my Lotro client packed up the other week, I told a few stories, and so they said, "Hey, you should do more of this." So I thought it would be easier just to pre-record it. Right. 75 meters. So literally, this place is just overrun with undead. I'm not that deep into Tolkien lore, just mostly film stuff, and that's cool. I mean, what I like about the films is they have got people into the fold. They have come, they have brought these people into Tolkien's work, and I think that's great. I know there's a bit of poetic justice on here, or poetic license, should I say? But look at this. All these bodies fought in a battle 500 years ago. They would have been scattered to the winds, wouldn't they? They would have been scattered to the wind. I started reading the books as a teen, says Uncle. I think, but stopped in the mid-book 2 because I couldn't handle another chapter of Frodo moaning. It definitely is an acquired taste. Even I, a lover of Tolkien's work, would say to you that, yeah, there's parts in the Two Towers where it is kind of like, crikey, you know, it's Frodo climbs up a mountain, Frodo climbs down a mountain, Frodo moans about it, and Sam keeps a good look on things. But yeah, it's, you know, and I feel bad about that actually, because when I do read these books, I kind of do sometimes skip over certain books that I find not boring, but like not action packed. I want to get back into that, but I struggle reading books after my mental health deteriorated. I can feel that. I can understand that. I've been recently diagnosed with ADHD at my age, which I found quite humorous in a way. But basically, my ability to sit down and read a book has literally deteriorated over like the last 10 years. I just can't concentrate. I sit down and go, right, I'm going to read this. And 2 paragraphs in, I'm already repeating the second paragraph. And I'm going like, okay, didn't I just read this? I find audiobooks focus me a bit, but I'm kind of like, I really should be getting back to reading, like, proper reading. But not yet, I'm nearly there. Mostly read webcomics, web novels, either with pictures, webcomics. Yeah, well, fast food. Fast food is one thing, I guess. I mean, I think, you know, it's like a smorgasbord, isn't it? You can pick up whatever you like at the buffet. Am I going back now? I like the fact there's a brigand here and he's not bothered at all that he's actually standing in the middle of like undead city. I used to read a lot. I used to read so much. I used to read not only Tolkien's work, but I mean when I was younger I used to read all the fantasy novels, you know, Moorcroft, David Eddings, you know, you name it, we read it. Mark location. All right, here we are. Yeah, there were. I mean, I used to read loads, but I can't concentrate on that now. Hopefully, things will change. I'm sure they will at some point, but collected the Ellen. Well, I've got it. Yeah, I mean, all the diseases, injuries, whatever you want to call them, of the mind are that they are real. They are quite underestimated. I've had PTSD for quite some time, and me and my PTSD have become very much acquainted with each other. And it's so it's not depression. I get that, but it's you're fighting a battle that no one can see sometimes. So it is tough. It is really tough. And books, you know, they would. You know, you usually think back to the times when you used to read books, and there's such an escape. There's such a fantastic like break. There would be almost like an antidote to any mental ailments you are having. But if you can't concentrate, it's almost like they're trying to prevent you from doing it. Right, let's ride back and hand in this stuff. Yeah, if you haven't experienced a certain condition personality, you've been, yeah. No, you're right. I mean, it might be a completely different mental health issue, or you know, any kind of issue to do with the mind. But there are a lot of similarities, and the stigma is one of them. But that's an external force. But yeah, it's quite strange. Just see what Serdic has to say.
What is this? What have you found?
Oh, crikey, he's got me. I've got to read out a monologue here. What's this? What have you found? Sudik takes the Bronzeworks heirloom you have found among the debris at one of the battlefield locations and turns it around in his hands. You found this among the rocks? Years have not been kind to it. See how the bronze is bent here and there. A weapon did most of the work on it, and time did the rest. I cannot tell what this used to be. Perhaps a decorative addition to a helmet. But this gives us no advantage as far as I can see. But it is instructive to think of the things that we leave behind. This was this Gondorian, or a helm from the Aerlingus? Or was it an Easterling in make? 500 years later, we cannot tell. Perhaps I will give it to my wife when I return to Rohan. She will be so proud of her Serdic for bringing her such an interesting item. I am sorry, Merigrin. I became quite distracted while you were there. While you was away, I received word from a scout from Rushgorn of strange happenings in that swampy land. Find Edbrit at the Askolf's camp, southwest of here, on the edge of Rushgor, and see what happened. He's no idea, has he, this guy? He really has no idea what's going on. That's why the books I write are less than 300 pages. I find it hard these days to focus on a massive book. Some of the best books I've ever read, like Brent Weeks, a massive 700 pages. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know how I managed to study things like Ulysses, or or any of the classic novels, because it's not as if they're exciting until you unless you actually get a real feel for them. But yeah, I'm with you all the way, Dave. It is just exhausting, but it shouldn't be. This is what this is my main struggle with it. It's like it's something of leisure, something of pleasure. You know, how did I get to the point where it's kind of like, oh god, I've got to read it. I even struggle sometimes reading like role-playing game rules. It's like, I need to learn this new system. Is there any trick way? Is there a YouTube video I can like? Yeah, no, I'm with you, Uncle. 1,000 pages books, but yeah, nowadays, see the advantage of short stuff. I mean, I like a good short story, don't get me wrong, but my days of reading the Dragonlance Chronicles appear to be on a hiatus, and I seem to be reading like the little stories, like the Magic of Kryn and stuff like that. That's about my level now. Well, we certainly are getting into boggy areas here. Is there a path into this place? Yes, there is. My main is just before Gundabad. There's a huge dwarf. Or a really experience. Yeah, no, it's good to. I mean, it's good to experience them once, but I do understand that some people burn out because they're doing the same quests over and over and over again, because we obviously create new characters and do the same quests, and you kind of blasé over them. But
your aid is welcome, friend.
To read them is great, because you can actually get immersed. I mean, it's difficult when you're streaming. I suppose you've got the advantage. I read them to you because obviously the text on the screen's so small. It gives you guys a bit of an idea of what's going on. But when you're on your own, you do have a bit of a tendency. You can be a bit lazy, and you go, "Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll just skip it." I don't mind it it does help to get into it. But yeah.
Many unusual things have happened in the Rushgor of late.
Oh dear. Serdic sent you to me. I'm not surprised. Many unusual things have happened in the Rushgor of late. Okay.
I saw a great shadowy shape fall from the sky not long ago.
I can fill you in on that one. I know exactly what that one was. Now, you can come with me to investigate if you wish, but first I need to ensure the safety of Rushgor. Something has stirred up the creatures of this swampy land, and it is my duty to keep them from becoming a serious threat. I am not as young as I once was, tell me about it, sweetheart, but my arms are still strong, and I can still swing a sword. I may not sit in the saddle as I used to, my legs are stronger than many a young man's. Together we will travel in search of the falling shadow and see what there is to see. But first, we must thin back the newly aggressive creatures of Rushgor. If you help me in this, we will be sooner underway. Defeat Gredbeg, Turtles, and Avank throughout Rushgore and return to me, and we will search for the place where this falling shadow came to ground. We are going to start looking for the Fell Beast and Nazgul. Hopefully we won't find the Nazgul that fell from Legolas's bow, I would believe. I'll just catch up with you guys. Nowadays I just auto bear, do daily stuff like collecting ingredient crates and 15 characters. Yeah, I mean, it keeps you in the zone. I've actually been considered trying to stream low trade because it might help me properly focus on quests. I'd say it would. Even if you were just live, or even if you were just recording it, and you might give you that kind of push. I'm a real pro at logging into the game, standing around for an hour and closing the game. That was my Warcraft thing. I used to do that a lot on Warcraft, or go in and do the dailies and then disappear. Okay, right, I've got to defeat lots of things. Let's kill this. Right, let's see if we can go into the Rushgore, because we're in my favourite part of the world again. Well, favourite part of the world, my favourite type of terrain. I love forests and I love bogs, because that's where my hunter kind of comes into his own. I'm just going to run around here. Right, I've got, that's all the turtles I need. That's all the turtles I need. We need 3 of these suckers. I thought I'd said goodbye to those grub bogs in Moria. They always used to be out in the deep places. There we go. Right, and we need one more Gredbeg. Right, let's track them. Right in front of me. Excellent. Not the hare. Don't kill the hare. I've got a form for accidentally tabbing on innocent animals. Awesome. That was that done. That was pretty quick. That was pretty quick indeed. Right. Have I done enough to please you, Master Ebret? Have I cleaned out your swamps to your approval?
To search for the falling shadow.
Good, I thank you for your hard work. Against the unusually aggressive creatures of the Rushgore, I would not have wanted to leave my post with those threats I met. But now I feel that we have earned some time of peace. Who are you kidding? Enough time for us to seek the falling shadow anyway. I will need to return before long. While we walk, perhaps you can tell me of your adventure. While you smile, I can tell by your face that you have seen more adventure in recent days than even Edbrit. In all these years he can claim to have experienced. I would be pleased to hear anything you would tell me about yourself. I will go with you into the Brownlands to search for the falling shadow. Let us look afar to the southeast. I believe that's where it came to ground. Right. Let's go. I'm assuming I've got to cross through these little bridges. It would certainly seem that way. There we go. There is a path that goes through here. But I don't know whether it's going to lead me through the right way. There we go. Right, okay. Oh, hello. Bit of a strange place to have a... Well, obviously it's a mustering hall there, but it's a bit of a strange place to have a little camp. And then the path just came to a sudden end. Kundalur warrior. I hope you're not from the region of Can, because in that case you are a very long way from home, sir. You are a very long way from home. The clutch ground. I found the egg. Hopefully this is not going to be like the Dead Marshes, where it's like a maze and you... This looks like a circus. That does look like a circus, doesn't it? It looks like someone out of Baldur's Gate. What the heck? Okay, well. We're not going to get anywhere by sitting around. Oh, there are some bridges here. That's the Anduin. I would have thought the Anduin would have been really strong in current by now on this part. Maybe my geography of Middle-earth is mistaken. I thought it was unpassable between Karok and yeah, I thought it was unpassable between the Karok and Osgiliath. Oh, I've got to go deep, deep, deep into... I've certainly travelled a long way today, haven't I? I started off at the Falls of Isen. I ended up going back to Enidwraith, and then I went over to Lothlorien. I made down the banks of the Anduin, and now I'm in the Brownlands. Allegedly, the Brownlands was, obviously, this has been completely eradicated of all vegetation. It's like there's nothing here, hence the name. But apparently this is where the Entwives' gardens were. What in the name? Nona's here, which is good. Here is the Fell Beast that Legolas and how much dread am I getting from that? +4 dread, even with my my dread boost. Sorry, my hope boost. Look at that.
This must be the shape my men and I beheld as it plummeted from the sky.
What a terrible creature. Edbrit shivers and his eyes go wide as he turns away from the dead beast. Is that riding gear? Did someone ride astride this terrible creature? And if so, where is the rider? There are some questions, Edbrit, that you do not want to know the answer to. I'm going to take a screenshot of that because that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I can't get rid of their names, but never mind. I'll get rid of his name actually. There we go. Another one for the old journal. Right, let's see what Nona has to say about this.
Something is wrong in this land. Oh, I can feel it.
See what I have found, Merigrin. Something is wrong in this land. I can feel it. This must be why we are here. This is the reason for your dream. Remember the words of Solvich, my father. Dreams have power. We ignore their warnings at our peril. This beast is dead, but something rode on it, and that creature is not here. Your dream brought us here to keep that creature from doing great evil, Merigrin. I feel it in my very bones. I hope you're wrong, because taking on a Nazgul wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
This is the reason for your dream. This is why we are here.
I have never seen a creature as terrible as this, lest it be a mighty worm my brother slew beneath Zugdarand. As you stare at the corpse of the massive beast and contemplate the mangled harness and its missing rider, a single word echoes in your mind. Nazgul. Nona watches you closely. Do you know something about the rider of this beast, Merigrin? Your face tells me it must be a creature of terrible power. We must find it. We must search for it throughout this land. Look for signs of its passage among the lands of the great river. After we have scoured this land, we will meet back here at this creature, Merigrin. Let us purpose guide our steps. Well, okay. I don't mind looking for a Nazgul. That's perfectly cool, yeah. See you guys in the emergency room, huh? I have to complete the deed, the vanished rider. I'll have a little look. How far is he away? Enough to get on my horse. I'm weaving. So they're called Kundalar warriors. And I know there's a place called Khand, which is to the east.
I have spied upon a camp of the Kundalar here in the Brown Lands.
Yeah, he's standing right next to you, dude. I can see him. The Easterlings have been gathering in great numbers for some time, but something recently has changed. I know very little of their language, only bits and pieces. They speak fragmented tongue, with some words I know and some all their own. But I think they speak some new and powerful ally, Cordatom. They call this person that inspires them, but if that is a name or a description, I do not know. Oh. Jesus, can't you just accept a quest in peace anymore? If you're of a mind to help me defeat many Easterlings here in the Brown Lands, and also confront some of the Kundalar and shout messages about... Okay, fair enough. We can do that. We can roam the lands killing these Easterlings. Next. Okay. Awesome. We need a couple more. Oh, I've got to find some of these message shouters. Well, I'm going to track these bad boys. Message shouter, extremely distant. Ooh, okay, fair enough. We've got a long ways to go. Oh, I'm getting loads of... Okay, fair enough. Have I actually got to get in here then? I've got to try and get in there. Right, this looks like an entrance, he said. Got to find 2 of these message shouters. And I found one. I'm getting loads of deeds here, or quests, loads of quests. Right, that's it for me. I think I need to get back to where I was now. Right, let's get the heck out of here. This place is creepy. This place is like... Let's get the heck back. I never thought I'd set foot in the Brownlands today. That wasn't on my bingo card. I did not expect to be this far east. Well, let's see what Gamal has to say about all this grief. I do not like this. The Kundala are too near to Stangard. If this Koraton continues to inspire their forces, it will not be long before they march on Stangard. Gamal's lips form a thin line as he considers the garrison's chance of repelling such an Easterling invasion. I thought something while you were bringing justice to the Easterlings, Merrigan. The word Carteron, I think it's not a name. I think it's much more common than that, a word for black cloak. But the Kundalar do not wear such things. Do you think they are inspired by a sorcerer of some type? You do not voice your guess to Kamal, but the word is loud inside your head. Nazgul. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Alright, I've got to finish his quest before I can go on any further, but there are certainly lots of things to do here. Alright.
What brings you to these lands?
Right, I hand that in. That was the collar that I found on that.
What brings you to these lands?
There we go. Okay. Complete the deed, the Vanished Rider. So then, okay, right. So we've got to complete a deed to do this. Open the deed log. Where is the Vanished Rider? Do I have the blood of Azog, Enderslade, the world? Okay, right, fair enough. The Dwarf Halls, Eastern Rohan, Wildemore, Western Rohan, Strongholds of the North, Southern Mirkwood, Moria, Lothlorien. Okay. The war. I'm a little bit lost on this one. The Great... Okay, Easterling Slayer, blah blah blah. Complete the Vanished Rider. The deed, Vanished Rider. Well, there you go. Well, thankfully, I was going to end the stream at 2, so we are about to end the stream. But I would be completely gazumped by that one because it says do the deed, the Vanished Rider, but there is no deed. There is no deed. Yeah. Obviously, I need to go and find him. So it is. I've got to look for this Nazgul, but. And it's pointing to the south, but it leads directly to the guy who gave me the quest. But I will look at Arda. That's it, yeah, it's the Dead Beast. I found that one, and that's what gave me the quest. But it's very confusing indeed. But all that will have to wait for next week because we are out of here. I hope you guys have... I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you... thanks for sticking around and having a bit of chat, a bit of back and forth, and... I hope you've had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the lore, and thank you for keeping me company on my adventure. What we're going to do this Thursday, we have I'm starting a new game, which is Watch Dogs 2. This will be my third playthrough, none of which have been streamed, so this will be the first one I'm streaming. I'm really looking forward to that. I've managed to completely fix the flickering sky. It has crashed a couple of times, but like I'm talking 2 times in 24 hours of play, so that's pretty good. But so we've got that coming up on Thursday. Friday, hopefully Solasta 2, but I don't know. It's a bonus if we get it. Other notes just before I go: for subscribers, the Valheim server will be down tomorrow for about 3 hours to do maintenance to it. But other than that, we are golden. Thank you all so much for hanging around. I'm going to go and find someone to raid now and see how they're doing. And I will hopefully keep it to Lord of the Rings. So hopefully I'll see you then. But anyway, until next time, remember, thank you so much for coming into the stream. Remember, you're appreciated and we love you very much. And look out for yourselves and each other. And I will see you down the line. So let's go and raid someone fun. Take care, guys. I'll see you Thursday. See you later.